All right, good afternoon. Karen Scholl, one of the Operations Section Chiefs with the Alaska Incident Management Team for your afternoon update on September 26th. Everything's looking really good down on the west end. Patrol, basically, and ensuring that everything's staying put and it's all looking good. As we talked about earlier today, the fire has been pulled down to the containment lines. It's still sitting there. It looks really good. Got a picture from the guys in the field today. There is smoke, obviously, still coming out. There's still little pockets of green that they're burning out. It's mostly an understory burn, so it's actually doing the forest a lot of good there. So the understory is getting burned, but the canopies are staying intact. Up in our India country, up around Forest Glen, firefighters are bringing fire down the dozer line towards the 36. Anticipated to be tied into the 36, meaning we'll meet the 36 in another hour or two. There's a lot of aircraft flying in the area supporting that burn. We've got fixed wing as well as rotor wing up in the air. It's a very coordinated effort with a fixed wing platform that's flying up above them, coordinating all the aircraft in there so we avoid accidents in the air. Over on the right shoulder in the 73 road area, we've got helicopters working to keep that in place. That's what we're doing there. We're waiting for this fire to come, for the firefighters to bring it along the 36 in order to tie it into the old blue fire and down our containment line. So it's a coordinated effort between this side, and that's 4 or 5 miles apart. So we have to be very coordinated and talk to each other and make sure that one is not getting ahead of the other. Down in the Red Mountain area, crews are starting to ignite along the dozer lines that they put in order to keep this fire from advancing too quickly. So we're burning out the fuels between our control line and the main fire. That will slow it down and give us a place to anchor into. Because this area down here it has not moved in several days. This is good for us. It means that the fire is unlikely to come down into this area and outflank us. So basically we're trying to get a good anchor point into some cold black, something that hasn't moved, and that will allow us to take this fire towards the north, and we'll be able to wrap all this together. If we need to, we still have the control line south to where we have crews finishing up the mop-up in this area. So if we need to, we can use this as a control line. But what we'd like to do and what we're planning on doing is trying to compartmentalize this and try and keep from having to burn up so many more acres. So we'll see how this comes along in the coming days, but the big news right now is that we do have fire almost to the 36, anticipating that tonight and starting to move across. The one thing that could hamper us in that endeavor is the relative humidity recovery. So as the relative humidity comes up, it gets more moist, we lose the fine fuels and their ability to burn. And when we lose that, that means we won't get enough good burn underneath there to actually do what we want it to do, which is be able to stop the fire from coming through there. So firefighters are monitoring the weather and the fuels and the relative humidity and determining when to shut that burn off. That means tomorrow, when everything starts to dry out again, those fine fuels become available, and then they'll be able to burn and pick it up and continue. Remember, tomorrow we're expecting red flag warnings. That's for winds switching from the northwest direction to coming out of the northeast direction. And what that's going to do is it's going to funnel winds through the 36 corridor. They're going to be picking up speed as they get compressed into that corridor, and then they hit South Fork Mountain. And those winds are going to probably rise over the mountain and then try and push down into Ruth. You guys know that this is a pretty localized event. This is fairly normal for any winds coming out of the north to northeast vectors. And so we're anticipating, potentially some spot fires coming over the ridge and us being able to get in there and catch those. So we've got folks preparing for that potential in the old picket fire area. So we're anticipating just having a good day tomorrow. A lot of aircraft will be flying in support of the burn. And for us, you know, this is a good wind direction because we can back the fire into the wind for tomorrow. Hayfork, we're still looking out above the fire where it currently sits for contingencies, as well as Rowdy. We're aware of you guys up there. And let's see, Hayam Palm. We're aware of you guys up there. We're not going to let fire get up there. We're just looking beyond where we are right now and looking to put what our contingency line would be up further north. We haven't figured that out yet, but we've got people out there scouting that, taking a look at it, and trying to put that together for us. Let's see, Wildwood. Might see some action over here just as we're parking helicopters here during the day, so they're closer to the fire in order to have a quicker response and be able to support our firefighters. We've put a mobile retardant plant just south of Hayfork, and what happens there is there's a big container, it's got retardant, we mix it on site, and helicopters come and dip out of that and put the retardant in the places that firefighters are requesting it. So that's a big help for us instead of having to come all the way back to Reading or Red Bluff to get the retardant. Let's see, so I think that about sums it up for tonight's review, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a good night.